Good afternoon. First, I just want to say thanks to Bill for 15 great years. I certainly have enjoyed working with him, and we've had a lot of success, and it's been a great ride. I also want to say thanks to Bill and Kay for having their family be part of ours. We've really enjoyed having their children grow up with us and my children, and it's been a great ride on that front as well. So it's really been wonderful, and we wish Bill all the best as he moves on and moves forward. Now my dad would like to say a few words and make a presentation.
Right there. Art really took everything I was going to say.
Really rehearse.
Bill was the first coach that we hired that was younger than me, so I think that's really something. But 15 years has really been good. I don't know if you remember this, but when we had this press conference to announce that he was going to be the coach, I said they were talking about Coach Knoll being here for 20 years or so, and they said, is he going to be here? I said, he's going to be here 13 years. So he beat me by 2. But it really has been special, and I want to thank Bill for his contribution to the Steelers. It really has made it special. And as Art said, I really have enjoyed his family, Kay, and seeing his daughters grow up to be fine young ladies. His youngest daughter, Lindsay, was just a baby when she came. Now she's a high school girl and really is doing well. But Bill, what I want to say is that after the Super Bowl, you gave me the trophy. And I want to give you, I wish you would accept this trophy from us for the great contribution that you did with that.
Feels like a Tuesday. Not really. Art and Dan, thank you. Thank you for having this, and I want to thank you guys for being here. After careful and deliberate consideration, I've decided to resign today, and I've given a lot of thought, and I believe it is in the best interest of our family and myself at this time. I'm proud of all we've accomplished here in the 15 years that I've been able to be the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I was born and raised here. My parents live here. My brothers live here. And more importantly for my parents, they've been able to watch our 3 children grow up. And that's special. That's special. And, coaching in the National Football League and winning a Super Bowl have been lifelong dreams of mine. And to be able to do that and realize that in the city that I was born and raised in, this Crafton boy lived a dream. And you'll know how special that is for me. There's a lot of people that I need to thank, and I'm going to do that. First to Marty Schottenheimer. I played for Marty, and he's the only guy that I was ever an assistant coach under. He opened the door for me. And for that, I will always be grateful. Who's to say, when you see a player, whether he can coach, there's no guarantees in this profession. Marty believed in me, and for that, I will always remember and be very grateful. And to Dan Rooney, for taking a chance on me 15 years ago. The gratitude, respect, and complete admiration I cannot express in words. He's a very special man. Thank you. And I want to thank all the players and the coaches who have contributed to the success that we've enjoyed over the 15 years. There have been so many of them. I had an opportunity this year to sit with the players. I've talked with the coaches. And there have been so many down through the years that I want to thank. And to the support staff. You know, you look at secretaries. My secretary, Mia, has been with me for 12 years, like a right-hand man. To the doctors, to Jim Bradley and Tony Yates, to the trainers and John Norwick and his staff. You know, this truly is not accomplished in what we've done without the work of a lot of people pulling in the same direction. And I've been so fortunate and blessed to have those type of people a part of this team. And to Kevin Colbert, who officially today becomes the #1 ranking in racquetball in this building, even though the class has gone down. But Kevin, you gave me a second win. And your support and friendship will always mean a lot to me. And to the fans in Pittsburgh and to the fans around this country, second to none. I want to thank you for your passion and your support. I've said this before, and I'm a part of you. You can take the people out of Pittsburgh, but you'll never take the Pittsburgh out of people. I'm one of you. Yins know what I mean. And last, to my wife and 3 daughters. You know, I was asked a long time ago, how have I lasted in this business so long? And there's no doubt in my mind is the balance that I've been able to live. My 3 daughters, to be a part of their life will always be my main objective in life. And if there's a legacy that I would like to leave, it's my 3 daughters to say, you know what? My dad was a good dad. That's important to me. And to my wife, my soulmate, my friend, the sacrifice that she's made and the love and support that she has given me through the years, she's been my backbone. And so today I sit here and I say to you that while I wish the Pittsburgh Steelers nothing but the best, I've given a lot of thought to this decision. And it is right now the best thing for me and my family at this time. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm looking forward to it. Now, my wife may not be able to say the same thing to that after being around me for a couple weeks, but I really am looking forward to spending time with the family. So I will open this up to your questions.
You said recently that you weren't burned out. Is the family element to this the motivating factor in this decision?
I'm not burned out, Albie. You know, I just think there comes a time in your life, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I've been fortunate. You got to prioritize things. And right now, I think they've made a lot of sacrifices for me. And for me to sit back and be able to be there for them while they're where they are in their life, it's a pretty small one for them. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. And I just, it's the right time.
Can you foresee yourself coaching next year?
You know what? Right now, I can foresee myself doing is spending time with my family. And working on a golf game, it needs a lot of work. And no.
But seriously, do you consider retiring after the Super Bowl? Do you consider it at all?
Oh, I don't think so. Not really. Things happen too fast. You don't have enough time. I know after the Super Bowl, I think we came in and we had a meeting the next day talking about free agency. So, you know, I don't think so. I mean, I think you think about it. I know my wife and I have talked about it, but it wasn't nothing to consider. You didn't have enough time to think about it. And I've tried to be very open with our conversations and Mr. Rooney. And I'm here today, to be honest with you, because my feelings haven't changed the last couple of days. And I know the process that exists today. And I know that this weekend would allow them an opportunity to talk to some candidates. And if I went to Monday, they lost the weekend. And I've got too much respect and appreciation for what they've done for myself to not be honest with them, to be honest with myself. And like I said, it's just the right thing to do for me and my family at this time.
Did winning the Super Bowl, Bill, put that in perspective when you talked about with family? Get a chance to reflect on that after winning the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I just, it's been a heck of a journey now. I mean, you've always heard me talk about it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And I wouldn't change anything. A lot of disappointment, a lot of joy, a lot of relationships and memories that I will cherish for a lifetime. And you know, as I walk out this door, those are things that people can never take away from me. You know, the National Football League, it's been a privilege to be a part of. It's a privilege for everyone to be a part of. And there'll be people that'll come after you, there will be people that were there before you. And I think people have to respect that. And I know that I have. And National Football League has been good to the Cowher family.
Bill, do you plan to go back into coaching, and if so, how long do you think you'll be out?
There is no timetable to put on that, Bob. I tell you, and I say this to you, the only thing I'm looking forward to is spending time with my family. And I am really looking forward to that. You know, and being in a world that's been so regimented and scheduled, where you're looking for 4 months, 5 months out of the year, and you have every day scheduled for you, to have an ability to sit back, you know, at my age, to be able to spend time with family and be a part of their lives, a big part of their lives again, it really excites me.
Any of your players try to talk you out of it at all?
I don't think anyone really tried to talk me out of it. I think when I explained to them what I was thinking and where I was leaning, I think they understood it. I think it's hard not to understand that. And I was just very appreciative of the sacrifices that the players have made, the sacrifices that the assistant coaches have made, and their families. You know, it's a fishbowl that we live in, and I don't think people will understand that unless you live it.
What's the most difficult thing about leaving this team?
The city, the organization, the players. You know, you like I said, I mean, I love the game. I'll be a great fan of the game. Love to compete on Sundays. Love the challenges that come with putting a football team together and getting guys to buy into unselfishness. That's not always easy to do. And but I think while you miss that, I have a great appreciation for that. And you know, I don't think that I'm going to miss it as much as some people think that I'm going to. I'll watch it. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan now. And at the same time, I'm a fan with my family.
Bill, did you seek the advice of maybe another coach who had been in your circumstance, left, came back, and see how it was for them?
No, I really haven't. I've talked a lot with my wife through the course of this, and she has been tremendously supportive. I mean, you know, as far as this past year, it was not a distraction. We have a very strong relationship, and it was totally my choice, but it's been a choice that it's time. It's time to spend for me at this point with her, with my family, and there's no one that can tell you what you should do with your life. I'm very respectful of other people's decisions and choices they have to make, because I think everyone is subjective. And I think you just got to understand it's an individual choice, and I'm very respectful of individual choices.
Bill, you mentioned you wanted to take the emotion out of it, but you had an emotional week. You had the win in Cincinnati, the meetings with the players, back to Kay and the family. How would you characterize your emotions right now?
I'm an emotional guy. I'm never going to lose that. I mean, I get mad when I lose, you know, an 18-hole match. I mean, or, you know, if I lose to Kevin, which is like once a year. I mean, it bothers me. And I mean, and you know, you know what? I've got a passion for life. You know, and sometimes in life you have to prioritize and reprioritize. I've been very blessed and fortunate. You know, and this wasn't just done by me. It was done by a hard work of a lot of people, players, organization, staff, the support of my wife, the kids. I mean, they've given me the balance. You know, I still remember in 1994, the first AFC Championship loss we had. You know, Megan was at the game, Lauren's at the game, and we came home, and Lindsay came to the door, and she had the hula skirt on. And she was so happy because she knew that we lost the AFC Championship game. We get to go to Hawaii, and she didn't want to go to Miami or to the Super Bowl. She wanted to go to Hawaii. She'd never been there, and that's perspective. You know, that's balance. You know, that's putting everything in its, you know, and that's what these guys have given me. I've never brought this job home, and I've never brought home to this job. And the only way you can do this is if you have a pretty good partner, and I got a pretty good partner over here.
Bill, you had a spectacular start of your career, and then you had a rough time in the late 90s. Can you talk about the stability of this organization that signed you to a long-term contract under intense criticism from others?
Yeah, no, I said, you know, I was laughing, and I was telling Art this the other day. I said, you know, my last 2 extensions have come off non-playoff years, and the one time I go to the Super Bowl and I don't even sign the extension. And I said, so, but you know what? It hasn't been about money for me, and it has been about working for good people, and I've been very blessed, and I know these are good people, and you know, the relationship I have with Dan Rooney, we've talked every day, and you know, 75% of the time it's non-football. He's been like a friend, like a father, very special man, and I never got to know the chief, but like I said, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree.
Bill, sorry, you had mentioned just that this wasn't about money, and there's been a lot of speculation that at least part of it might be. Can you address that speculation?
I really don't want to get into the details of the process. I mean, I'm here today just to say that, you know, this decision is what's right for me and my family at this time. And I am so appreciative of the time here and the people I've had an opportunity to work with.
Bill, if you're not coaching next year and when you're not spending time with your family or golfing, do you think that you'll be doing something else to make a living in the temporary, what might be temporary, like TV, for instance?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I know we're getting a dog this spring. I think my wife informed me of that one. So I don't know how that's going to deal with the dynamics of our house. But I really don't know at this time, Albie. I don't have preconceived thoughts, and there's something pretty refreshing about that. So I really can't answer that right now, and I say that sincerely, and I say that really with a lot of excitement.
Bill, we're looking back at tape in 1992, and everybody looked different, of course. You came in with business suit. Now you're leading, maybe symbolically with a sweater, more cash. But I also remember you saying you wanted to do this your way because you were following a legend. When you look back, tell us about your way. Did you do it the way you thought you would?
Well, I thought I was a little arrogant in that first press conference, to be honest with you. I told Kay that last night. I said, I've been saying, like, who the heck does this guy think he is? And I've learned a lot. I've grown a lot. As a person, as a father, as a husband, and as a coach. And the one thing I will say is that you can never stop growing. You never stop growing. Don't ever take yourself too seriously, and disrespect the game. And I think the humility starts at the top of this organization, and it's made me a better person because of it. I came here 15 years ago, and as I leave here today, I leave here a better person. And for that, I owe a lot of gratitude.
Bill,
do you recall much from that
North
first
Carolina?
game? You recall much from that first game in '92?
The Houston game, yeah. Fake punt, reverse on third down. I guess you probably always remember your first and maybe your last. So I'll remember both. They were both wins, which was a good thing.
Bill, how soon before you'll leave for North Carolina, and how often do you think you'll visit Pittsburgh?
Well, let me just say this. Pittsburgh is a place that my wife introduced me to an organization, Family Resources. I don't know how long has it been, 10 years, maybe longer. We're going to have some dedication this spring. We've built a field up there for Family Resources, and the Pitt girls basketball team, Agnes Baronato, is going to help us with the basketball clinic. I'm in charge of the football clinic, so I'm going to be looking for some coaches. I was told that, so that's my responsibility. But Family Resources is a very special part of Pittsburgh for us. My parents live here. My brothers are here. This is home, okay? I don't know what the time frames are going to be in and out and what that consists of, but the memories and the roots that we have here will live forever.
Bill, how daunting was it to replace a legend in Chuck Noll? How much interaction did you two have over the years?
I always said before, when I had the opportunity to follow Chuck Noll, I knew I was coming into a team that knew how to work, they knew how to prepare, they knew how to win. I thought it was a good thing. I mean, you don't even try to compare yourself to a man like Chuck Noll, and I didn't even come close to doing the things that he did, and no one will. He was one of a kind. And so you don't even put yourself in that shadow. And so I was very fortunate to walk into that. We didn't have a lot of interaction, and I'll tell you what, I think it was good. I think it's important when you step into that chair. You have to do it your way. You have to be yourself. There's no blueprint to being a head coach. There really isn't. There's no manual that says, okay, problem 3, player comes in, he's unselfish, doesn't like his contract. Okay, what do I do? Though, you got to be yourself. Every situation is different. Players are very perceptive. Coaches are very perceptive. And I think as long as you're true to your heart, try to do things the right way, respect the game, respect the fact that not everybody's like you. There'll be tough times, but in the long run, I think you have a chance to be successful.
Did you two speak in the wake of either the Super Bowl or this decision?
No.
Bill, other than the Super Bowl title, what are you proudest of in your 15 years?
Home playoff games. I don't think anyone had more home playoff games in the 15 years in here, and I say that because maybe having kids who experience Black and Gold Day, having those Fridays and seeing them dressed up when they come down and go out to work, and they're like, Daddy, okay, look, can you get me a Heinz Ward shirt, or, I want to get a Jerome Bettis shirt, and, then they're asking me, do you think they're going to be here for a long time? And, because I don't want to get a shirt and the guy's gone the next year. So, and so it was, I probably remember the home playoff games because what it does to a city, what it does unites. I mean, we've had some disappointments, and I feel bad about that. We've had some home disappointments in AFC Championship games where you get so close. And I can honestly say that was probably the fuel that brought me back and made me appreciate things. But what that does to a city and how proud people had to be when they saw the support, the passion, and then you go around the country and you see it every city you go into is. Pittsburgh, like I said before, is a special place, and people are very proud to be from here. And I think when you have a chance to have a playoff game and you bring the nation into your city, I think that's special.
Any one specific memory, one particular call that you remember that stands out?
No, probably the fake punt in the first game. What people don't realize, and John Guy was the special teams coach, was I told him I wanted to run this fake punt because anytime inside the 50, Jerry Glanville was always going to rush the punter. It was 3rd down and 7, and Neil got sacked for like 15 yards, so we were like on our own 45. And I was wondering who in the heck, what happened on the protection, and where'd the guy come from? And I looked over to John, I said, you're not running that fake punt. He said, well, you told me to run it. And I said, oh my God. He says, should I? I said, no, at this point, just let it go. It was like 21-0. So we ran the fake punt, but if I had time to think about it like I would today, I probably wouldn't have run it. So I think about the specifics of that call, and and obviously the Super Bowl games, the championship games, I remember all very vividly. But it's probably the biggest thing is just the relationships you've had with all the players that have come through here. The coaches, they're the guys you live with. I mean, you work with. I mean, you spend more time with them than your family during the season. And the sacrifices that these people have made. People don't understand when you lose, no one takes it harder than the people that have put in the hours that we've put into. And no one wants to get it done right more so than us. And, it's our life. It's our life and the people that live with us. And so I think people hopefully will appreciate that.
Bill, because of that, Bill, how hard would it be for you to stand on the sideline if the Steelers are on the other side?
I couldn't even think about that right now, to be honest with you. The only sidelines I'm going to be sitting, I'm going to be probably up in the stands watching my kids play basketball in the next couple of years. So I'm looking forward to that.
Bill, why talk about your name so far? You were known as a player's coach, and everyone talks about just how hard everybody played for you. Why do you think that was?
You know what? It's still a game. It's a game where all you ask people to do is go out there and have a passion for it. And you're going to make mistakes, and things are going to happen that sometimes it's hard to explain. But the one thing you can control is how you respond to those things. And that becomes a lot more defining than any set of circumstances. And, I think that, our football team this year to a large degree did that. At 2-6 and having already had that ring in their finger, what motivates them? It was the pride. It's the character. and this is a good football team, and someone's going to have an opportunity to coach a bunch of good players, and doesn't guarantee wins, doesn't guarantee bumps along the way. That's going to happen, but there's a lot of stability that is here now, that will always be here. It's a special place, and it's going to be a great opportunity for somebody.
Bill, along those lines, you've often mentioned the players to us about keeping things into perspective, and yet when they talk to the players, they say one of the keys with you is they always knew where they stood. Is that the way it was over time, or was that something that evolved, something you look back?
No, it evolved. It evolved. I mean, my wife would be the first one to tell you that she would tell me when there was things that she felt like I needed to do a better job of doing, and I needed that. And she was right. And so I think, like I said before, I've grown. I've grown as a person, and I like to think so. I think I've grown as a coach, and sometimes it's through experiences and things you would have done differently. And so I think it does take time, and I think it is having the right perspective, and I think it's being honest with players and letting them know. And that's the one thing I will say from the very beginning is, if players come in to see you, if you're asking me the hard question, expect a hard answer. Jim Leland told me that at one time, and I've learned a lot down through the years, and I've tried to always tell players where they stood, whether they like to hear it or not, and I think players respect that. They want structure, they want pushed, contrary to what people think. When they're out there playing, they're not thinking about how much money they're making. They're very proud. They're doing things that they did when they were kids, and I don't think you should lose sight of that. And I think we all want structure. We all want to be pushed and pulled aside. We all need sometimes kicked in the butt. We also want patted on the back. And I think that's the thing that I've always tried to do. I'll be the first one to tell you when you're wrong, and I'll be the first one to tell you when you did it right. And that, I thought that was always a very important approach to take.
Bill, you replaced Chuck Knoll. Do you have any advice for the coach who's hired to replace you on replacing a successful coach in front of him?
It's not about me, it's about them, and it's about doing it their way. And like I said, there's no blueprint, there's no manual, and there's a lot of really good coaches out there. So I'm going to tell you something. It's, I've been fortunate and blessed, and I've been nothing more than a reflection of a lot of hard work of support staff, assistant coaches, and players. And there's a lot of good coaches out there, and they'll get a good one here.
Would you give Dan and Art a recommendation if they would ask you about maybe somebody on your staff would be a good successor?
Well, I'm going to be here next week, so I'm sure I'm open. I've never been one that lacked an opinion, so yeah. And like I said, there's a lot of good candidates, and these guys, they know what they're doing. So, but certainly I'll help in any way I can.
You have to use the word retirement in 25 minutes. Is that on purpose? Is that the ability for you to leave the door open?
Well, there's an age. It makes you sound old, and I'm resigning. So, and I'm excited about the future. Like I said, it's the right thing for me and my family at this time, and I'm excited about that.
Jordan, thank you very much. Thank you very
Pardon
much.
me?
Are you going to meet with the players?
I met with the players already. I'm not asking them to come back. We had good talks on Monday.
Okay, guys.
I want to thank you guys in the media. I know we've had 15 years, and I don't think we've had many situations that I hadn't had an opportunity. If I've come up and talked with you guys, you've been very understanding, and I want to thank you guys. And I'll say this: I did enjoy Tuesdays. I really didn't mind the Tuesdays with you guys. I understood your tough questions at times, and I want you to know how much I respect and appreciate you being fair with me. You guys have, I respect you guys, and thank you for the interaction we've had down through the 15 years. Thank you, people.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you.
Nobody